everybody, it's me. I'm back again finally after I think it's been about 2 weeks since my last vlog post. I apologise. In fact, it might even be longer by the time that I get this edited and up on the channel. I want to say thank you to everybody for watching my smiley story vlog. It was so lovely of you, and everyone who commented and liked and said nice things to me. Thank you. Normal service is being resumed from here on in. Won't be doing any crying or getting emotion on you. Back to just sewing fun this week. I say this week. Yeah, I don't know when I'll get this out. I'm sorry if it takes a long time. I've just seemed to have been really busy lately. I couldn't really tell you why, but I seem to have just not had as much time as usual on my hands. Anyway, so what has happened since you last checked in? I think there are about 3 things that I need to report back about. Yeah, one thing might be quite small to some people, but to me it was massive. Tilly from Tilly and the Buttons reposted one of my photographs, which was extremely exciting for me. She shared my photo of me wearing my teal green Cleo dungaree dress that I had paired with a mustard skinny rib jumper from Marks and Spencer's, and they do go really nicely together. And yeah, she shared it on her Instagram, which was really nice. I was dead flattered. Yeah, so that happened. That was a nice thing. Another lovely thing that happened was me and my friend Lee, who I met on Instagram via the hashtag Abu Dhabi Sews, finally went on our little shopping trip into town. She took me to one of her favourite fabric shops in town, and also a little haberdashery that was next door, which was brilliant. Now, I'm kind of ashamed to say that I didn't actually buy any fabric on that trip, but it was because I was a bit overwhelmed, I think, and it was too exciting, and I was like, I can't make a decision. Does anyone ever get that? Decision paralysis. I get that a lot. Anyway, I did get some lovely buttons from the haberdashery next door. Let's see if I can show them. I don't have any plan for them, but I really liked them. They're, look, little yellow buttons with like a kind of marbledy effect on them. And I got 8, I think. Yeah, I really don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I really like them. So that was a very tiny but significant purchase, a purchase that I was very pleased with. Yeah, and what's the other thing that happened? Oh, this was really good. I went on a block drafting workshop. So I went to 2 workshop sessions where our amazing teacher, Eli, I will link to her Instagram and her YouTube in the description here. She ran 2 workshops for us to draft blocks for a skirt, a fitted skirt block, and an easy fitting bodice block, and also a sleeve block actually. Yeah, it was amazing. It was just so amazing. I couldn't believe that I was doing all this mathematical stuff. I'm so not mathematical. So I just couldn't believe what I managed to do. In fact, I'm going to show you my blocks. Just one sec. Check out this professional stuff. Oh yeah. That's my the back of my tailored skirt block, the front, my sleeve block. It's amazing, isn't it? And oh, this is upside down actually. That's the back of the bodice block, and that's the front piece for the bodice block. And this is all the paper that we drafted it all on. So. I've given you a sneak peek of the thing that I was going to show you in this video now. You don't mind. I'll show you properly in a minute. Yeah, so it was amazing making those things. I was so excited to do it, but also kind of scared about what I was going to do next with them, because obviously if you make blocks to fit your own measurements, then the idea is you're going to make patterns out of those blocks to fit your own measurements, and that's where it gets seriously scary. However, that is what I did. I did that. Oh yeah, with this dress. I did a self-drafted wrap dress pattern. I know it's not the most complicated thing to do, but you know, for a first attempt at drafting my own pattern, I was quite proud of myself. So this is why I'm like squatting down on the floor here, because I've moved the iPad really far away from where I usually sit so that I can stand up and show you the frock. Okay, I have just taken some photos as well, but I'll show you now. You ready? I'm going to do a few twirls for you. Hold on. Okay, so I hope you can see it properly. Hi. So you can see I drafted sleeve pieces. They're my favourite bit, and I think they're the most successful part of it. I'm so pleased with the sleeves. That lovely sort of bell sleeve shape. I did slight gathering at the shoulders there, teeny tiny bit of gathering. You won't be able to see it from there, but I'll show you in a minute. Obviously, a wrap front bodice. I faced the entire neckline. I attached, these are attached to the bodice ties. I put a little hole to wrap the ties through. I shaped the front hem of the skirt so it's got like a curved edge. Same for the inside piece. I don't know if you can see it there, like a curved edge, which I was really pleased with. But I think I caused myself some difficulties in doing that curved edge because I just couldn't figure out. Obviously, if you've drafted your own pattern, you have to figure out the instructions as well. You don't get to follow the instructions that you would get with an indie pattern or a commercial pattern. You've got to figure out the construction yourself. And I'm not that skilled with that, so that was a challenge. But the way that I finished the hem was by doing a massive, huge facing. I know it probably wasn't the most sensible way to do it, but it was because of that curved bit, and you know what, I just couldn't be bothered making my own bias binding because I knew that would be the easiest way, but I didn't have any bias binding that would look the right colour for this, and I just couldn't be bothered making it out of fabric, and also I didn't have enough fabric to do that, so that was why I did a facing. Yeah, you probably can't see from here, but the hem is a bit skewiff. It's not wonky, it just kind of hangs too far down on each side, and I know that clever technical sewing people will explain to me why that's happened. See, at the sides there, I kind of like the effect, but it wasn't what I was aiming for. So maybe it was a happy accident, you could call it a happy accident. But yeah, so it's the lovely drapey rayon fabric from the Sew Over It sale. Yeah, and I am really quite pleased with how it turned out. Now what I'm going to do next is move us back here, take the frock off, and I'm going to just show you in more detail a little bit of what I did. Okay, bear with, back soon. Hi, back in my usual corner. Thank you for your patience there, although I know once I've edited it, you wouldn't have had to wait that long. But you know, for me it seemed like a while because I was doing a lot of messing around. Okay. So I've just slipped into something more comfortable. This is actually the Bettine dress in knit fabric. It's the first knit fabric thing that I ever made, actually. See, I just kept the little elasticated waistband. You can't tell from here, but I made the skirt more A-line and took it longer, a bit further down to the knee, which just suits me better. I'm very pear-shaped, so a tulip skirt doesn't look that great on me. Yeah, sometimes I think you can get away with it sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't look good on me. So yeah, and I added this hand embroidery around the neckline, which I was really rather proud of. It took me forever, but I did it. Yes, this is one of the first knit garments. Well, it was the first knit garment that I ever made, actually, and that was a challenge as well. But anyway, it was ages ago. It was before I started vlogging, so just a small overview for you there of that. Okay, so I've got my notes again as usual. I'm sorry, I've got a bit of a foggy brain and I'm a person who does need to keep going back and checking notes. I hope you don't mind. I did used to do a lot of acting in plays and learn entire play scripts, but that seems to be like a different thing. I don't know why. There's something different about that. Anyway, okay, so la. Yeah, so making that mermaid print dress. Well, what a labour of love. Yeah, so I made all the pattern pieces. Oh, I used a book as well that, look at this book, you probably know it. You probably know Sewing People. This, I got it for Christmas a few years ago and could never make any sense of it. It's definitely for people who understand what they're doing with a block in the first place, and people who already have a block to work from. But once you've got your block, it will, give you instructions on how to make different shapes of, for example, skirts. Look at these different kinds of skirts. Wow. Circle skirt, culottes. How to make different shapes things out of the blocks that you've got. So I used it to help me make the pattern piece for the sleeve, because as I say, that flutter sleeve, well, I suppose it was a bell sleeve really, was for me a triumph. I was so pleased with it. I used this, look, see this here, and you take your sleeve piece and you cut it and spread it out. That was super satisfying. It was really fun to do that. I loved it. And so that was how I made the pieces, the pattern pieces for the dress. I also actually combined the process by using the blocks, but also some ready-to-wear pieces that I had in my wardrobe. I sort of pinched the skirt shape from one of them, the wrap pieces from one of them. So I kind of combined the bodice block and traced pieces from ready-to-wear things that I had. So yeah, I mean, for me it was complicated. I know maybe for some people it was simple, but it would be simple. But for me it was a challenge. It was the first time I've ever done anything like this. So I got all my pieces ready. I made a toile to check the sleeves sat nicely, and to figure out how to put in the wrap, the tie into the wrap. Look, so this is, you see the front bodice piece there, the seams there, and I sewed the wrap in there. This is the inside. Now it did go awry here. Look, the facing is fine, but this facing, look, I couldn't make it join nicely, and I just couldn't figure out how. My non-mathematical brain really failed me there. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. So that was how I did the ties. That was how I drafted the pattern, checked the toile and all of that. And then I moved on to cutting out the fabric, obviously, which was, again, really hard as well. I didn't think on with this fabric very far. I just saw the pretty pattern, waves and mermaids, and I was like, that is gorgeous. And the colour as well, obviously. I thought it's so pretty, I want it. But there were many things I didn't take into consideration, viewers. I didn't take into consideration the fact that basically this pattern is stripes. I've never sewn anything with stripes before. Not only are they stripes, but they're wibbly wobbly stripes. So matching up those wavy stripes was hard. I won't lie, it was really hard, and my head was wrecked. But look at the side seam. I think I did an okay job. Oh, that side's not good. Don't look at that, don't look at that. Look at the other side. Look at this side. This is better. Where's my pattern matching? Oh God, sorry. Hurry up, Lula. There we go. Look! That's good, isn't it? That is not bad. So that was tough. Obviously, it's a rayon drapey fabric as well. It's wibbly wobbly itself, the actual movement of the fabric. It's not that stable. So that was hard as well. Doing the facings was hard because I found out as I was moving on to interfacing the faces that I didn't have enough interfacing to do that. So I had to cut out scraps and bits and pieces. Oh my God, it took me ages. I got round to... All right, I wore this on Friday. I was planning to wear it on Friday to a friend's birthday brunch, which was great fun. Thursday afternoon, I finished out the cutting of the pieces by about, I don't know, 5:30. I started stitching at 6 o'clock and stopped for tea for about, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, and then kept stitching and stitching and stitching. I did not stop. I'm telling you, YouTube, I didn't stop. And I finished at 1:30 in the morning. God, it nearly killed me. It nearly killed me. I'm never stressed sewing again. I'm glad that I did it, and obviously when I wore it on Friday, I felt great. But, I think I just need to make things as and when they come into my head, rather than thinking, I'm going to make this for this, because I just don't think I'm good at it. Anyway, I'll show you a few more little details. You might not be able to see this here. This is the gathering on the shoulder. It's a tiny, tiny bit. The way that I finished the sleeves, I was really pleased with that as well, because obviously the sleeves have a curved hem. It's not straight. But I used this little technique that I had tried before on a curved hem skirt that I needed to take up. I found it online. You basically fold, no you don't, you do a stitch, you stitch all the way around the width that you want the hem to be, and then fold it and press it over the stitching, and it will curve in nicely for you. And then you fold it again, then you stitch it again and fold it again. So you can see there's like stitching there, but on the very edge, can you see right along the edge there, there's stitching as well, and then there. So in the process of stitching, it makes it easy to press the sort of hem in without losing the curve. So I really like that technique. It was really good. Yeah, so all in all, I would say it was, for a first self-drafted pattern, it was a success, and I was pleased with myself. But yeah, it was really hard going. Yeah, so gosh, I've really rambled at you a lot about that, haven't I? Let me find something more interesting to tell you. Talk through the process, blah, blah, blah. Making the toile, working out the construction. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So the things that I wanted to be proud about and show off about are the new skills that I learned in making this dress. Pattern drafting, for one, obviously, that was a big thing. I know it's a simple thing to draft, but I did it. What else? Setting in sleeves. I've never done a set-in sleeve before, and I think to manage to do a set-in sleeve with wibbly-wobbly, unstable fabric is also something to be proud of. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, pattern matching. That was another thing I'd not done before. And making a dress that was a little bit more complicated than this. This is the only other dress I've made. No, I tell a lie. I've made Cleo dungaree dresses, but obviously this and the Cleo dungaree dress, they're not that complicated really. And although the wrap dress doesn't have any fastenings, obviously closures, it was still slightly more complicated than those. And I had to work out the construction with no instructions, and my head nearly exploded. So what I'm going to do is count this as one of my make 9. I don't care who thinks I'm wrong. I'm swapping out the Poppy playsuit for this self-drafted wrap dress, because the Poppy playsuit, I love it and I'm still going to make it, but I'd originally planned to make that in this mermaid fabric, and we realised, didn't we, no, this is not going to work. Like, this is not a good idea, horizontal stripe patterns on a playsuit, no. So that's going to replace the Poppy playsuit in my make 9. That doesn't mean I won't make Poppy this year, but you know, I'm going to count that as one of my make 9, and I'm rather pleased with it. Okay, so thanks for listening to all that. You're so lovely. Next week, I thought that maybe I might do a sewing room tour. What do you think about that? Because I'm very lucky in that I have commandeered the entire spare room here in this house, in this flat, for my hobby of sewing, which is really nice. So yeah, maybe I could show you around next week. What do you think? Let me know if you'd like to see that. Yeah, I hope you've all had a really nice day and you're having lots of fun sewing whatever it is you're sewing at the moment. And thank you for watching again. Oh, one last thing. This is quite an exciting thing that's in the offing. I don't know if it's going to happen, but Lisa Kitsch, who is one of the organisers of the Smiley Challenge, you know, she was really lovely to me. Well, they were all lovely to me about my green sparkly skirt, and she invited me to go on a live YouTube show which is called That Sewing Blab. Again, I'll put a link in the description. I'd not heard of That Sewing Blab, but it's a live YouTube show that comes out of Toronto. and she and Hattie and Athena are going on to chat about the Smiley Challenge, and she asked a few of us if we would if she could share our photos and our stories on it, and if we would like to be on it as well. So I said yeah. But I'm just slightly worried about whether the programme that is used to get me live on their thing would actually work from here, because there are some things that you can't do from the UAE, unfortunately. So we'll see about that. If it happens, that would be amazing. And anyway, I was just so happy to be invited. Anyway, I thought that was really lovely. Yeah, okay then, I'll keep you all posted about that. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you very soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Keep stitching.